welcome back to my channel. Mermaid Nina here with what might be the most important video for Disney vacation planning ever. I'm about ready to give you my insider secrets regarding the best time to go to Disney. Now, in this video, I will be referring to Disney World, but Disneyland people, a lot of these points I am making are very much true for you as well. I also want to remind you guys that I am a travel agent, so I am not just presenting this information from like Disney fangirl status. This is my job. This is what I'm an expert at. Planning Disney vacations is what I do, it's what I know, it's what I love, and it's what I get paid for. So you know what I'm gonna tell you is absolutely 100% true. Are you ready for this? The number one question you will see on all Facebook pages from all my clients and pretty much all my emails and phone calls are always, Nina, when is the best time to go to Disney? You ready? Here we go. So, when is the best time to go to Disney? I hate to be the bearer of bad news, guys, but there is none. There is no best time to go to Disney. There is no perfect time to go to Disney. There is no ideal time to go to Disney. Now, before you turn this video off because you think Nina got down some like clickbait cycle, stay tuned because I'm about ready to explain all of this to you. The situation with the best time to go to Disney is it's just very subjective. It's a personal choice. If you go on Facebook right now and you type into one of those Facebook pages, hey guys, when's the best time to go to Disney? 200 people will respond and you will get 200 different answers. People tend to tell you the best time to go to Disney is exactly when they went. If they went to Disney in January and they had a good time, then that's the best time to go. If they went at Christmas and they had a magical time, guess what? They're gonna tell you that's the best time to go. But there is absolutely more to it than that. So I am here to break it down for you. While you're at it, guys, please give me a like because I'm about ready to give you all my secrets. First thing, there are 3 really important reasons to consider when is the best time to go to Disney. These 3 things are crowd level, prices, and weather. I'm about ready to break it all down to you and show you why there is no best time to go to Disney, but then I'm gonna go a little bit further and help you because I know you guys are planning your trips. So first things first, crowds. Who wants to go to Disney when it's crazy crowded? Who? Raise your hand. What, nobody? Nobody wants to go when it's crowded? Exactly. Everyone wants to go to Disney when it's low crowds. And do you think there is a time when Disney has low crowds right now? The answer is no, not really. Years ago, that was totally a thing. There were definitely certain weeks and months out of the year where Disney was known to have a low crowd level. Thus, what came out to be a crowd calendar. So, again, guys, I am a travel agent. This is what I do for a living. I have been booking and planning trips for people outside of my own house for about 15 years now. I've been exclusively planning trips within my agency since 2014. This is what I know. We have access to the highest, most valuable, most important crowd calendar ever. So years ago, I would always present my clients with a crowd calendar because it mattered. It actually helped. You could look and see which weeks were level 5 and 6 and which levels are 8 and 10 and so on and so forth. Obviously, level 5 and 6 is better than level 8 through 10. Problem is all the YouTubers and bloggers and people alike kind of spread all that information, thus making Disney universally always busy. It just is. Are some points and dates and weeks out of the year slightly less busy than others? Absolutely. Not every day of the year is Christmas morning, but there is no like ideal sweet spot anymore. and I'm gonna explain this to you. Again, if this is making you nervous, please hire a professional. Call me, email me. I am a travel agent. This is what I do. There are many of us out there. This is what we know. We can help you with this, but let me break it down. I'm gonna go month by month for you. That's right. Nina's giving away her secrets. So we're gonna start with January. January used to be an absolute great time to go to Disney, except when the word got out. Guess what's popular, guys? January. January is a popular time to go. First, you got the week right after Christmas into New Year's. People who are kind of expanding that Christmas break into the very last second when they have to go back to school and work. So that makes that first week of January pretty popular. Then you have Martin Luther King Day. A lot of people get that day off. A lot of people get that day off for work and school. Days off mean people are gonna try to make a long weekend out of it. They're gonna try to quickly go to Disney for the 3 to 5 nights because they have that one day off from work and school, which makes January very popular. I used to have a client, if she's watching, she knows who I'm talking about. They went every year in January for years, the exact same week, every year in January. And each week that they went, that week would slowly get more and more crowded. And finally, the year before COVID, which is what, 2019, she was like, Nina, I have never been when it was this crowded. The crowd calendar when I booked her trip started at a level 5, 6. Then they updated the crowd calendar based on how many people actually booked. She ended up going that same week in January and it was a level 9, 10. I'm just saying, guys. So January, there are a few sweet little weeks in there, but you also have to note January can be chilly. If you don't mind wearing a hoodie and going to Disney and perhaps skipping the pools, then maybe that's a great time for you. But does it make it the best time? February, there are a few weeks in February that can be kind of nice too in the crowd level. And those are the first few weeks, but again, it can be slightly chilly. A big thing to note about February is President's Day weekend. It's the same thing as Martin Luther King Day. If someone gets that day off somewhere, anywhere, parents or kids, guess what's gonna happen? They all flock to Disney. That's right. And then over here in my area, my neck of the woods, we get something called mid-winter break. So yeah, that 3rd to 4th week in February can be really popular with people on my side of the states because we will flock to Disney for mid-winter break, which makes February kind of a difficult time to go to pinpoint when exactly you are gonna hit low crowds. March. March is the beginning of spring break. I swear, it's true. March at Disney World is when spring break happens. Now that first week in March might be okay, but again, no one knows for sure because people are just flocking to Disney all the time. April. April is pretty much just spring break. I mean, it just is, especially next year in 2022 because Easter is late. It's on the 17th. That will make April pretty much spring break territory. May. May can be a decent choice because there isn't a lot going on in May, but May is when it starts getting hot, very hot. And ironically, in case you didn't know, Mother's Day at Disney World is an extremely popular time to go to Disney World. Mothers want to go to Disney World. Kids want to take their mothers to Disney World. Husbands love to plan secret trips for their wives to Disney World on Mother's Day. So yeah, avoid Mother's Day might be a good idea. June, July, summer. Do I need to say more? It's summer crowds, guys. Any sort of teacher or older child who can only go during summer and school breaks, summer is when they go. Summer is also incredibly hot. So note that when I start talking about weather. Now, September. September used to be this like awesome time to go to Disney because no one would go because it was bringing back, I skipped August, guys. I'm gonna get back to you. September used to be this great time to go because kids were kind of back in school and they thought, hey, if kids are back to school, I'm gonna go in September. But all the bloggers and vloggers and YouTubers kind of presented that information and all of a sudden September blew up. September is an extremely popular time to go to Disney World, especially Labor Day. So again, Labor Day, people get that day off. They tend to make long weekends. They tend to extend their trips a little bit, so Labor Day can actually be a very popular time to go to Disney World. But there are a few select weeks in September where you may be okay. August, I had to backtrack, sorry about that. August, that's kind of your sweet spot actually. August is known for having low crowds. It's known for having low crowds for two reasons. A, it's incredibly hot. It's the hottest month out of the year is August at Disney World. But many of the Floridians and other areas around that start school already. So come mid-August, many kids are already back in school. So if you have kids like mine who don't start till after Labor Day, that second to third to final week of August could be your sweet spot to go for crowds. But remember, you will be dripping in sweat because it's mega hot. October, love October at Disney World, but guess what? So does everyone else. Every single year, the very first month to book up is October. So do not believe all those blogs that you read, because October at one time was the magical time to go to Disney. But guess what? Everyone read those same blogs, and now October is successfully very full at Disney World universally for the past several years. I'm just saying, it sort of gets cooled down a little bit, although it is kind of a little hot, and it's the beginning of, well, it's not the beginning, but it's Halloween season. Most people want to celebrate Halloween in October, thus making it very popular. But then there are certain school areas, not mine, but they have this like weird kind of school break in October, usually the second or third week of October, they will have a school break. Guess what? They're flocking to Disney World. Then we got November. November is usually decent, although it's holiday decent. It's not completely empty, but the first week or so is when they usually film the Christmas parade. So that can usually bring on quite the number of people. Not to mention you have Thanksgiving. And for those who want to see the nice, cute, fun, beautiful, holiday cheer decorations all over Disney World, they love to go in November. That way they can spend December at home, but they still get to see Disney at Christmas time in November. But again, that first week in November might be okay. It just really depends when Disney decides to film that parade. December. I personally love going in December, especially the first few weeks before the holiday traffic tends to kick in. But the first few weeks of December are not considered low crowd level. They're just better than Christmas crowd level. So if you want to go and see the Christmas decorations, those first 2 weeks at December might be key for you. But again, they're not really considered low crowd level by any means. And anyone who thinks Christmas at Disney World is considered low crowds, I'm sorry to burst your bubble. It is not. Christmas has been universally for years the most crowded time to go to Disney World. That's right. You heard it from me. I cannot tell you how many clients will email and call me because someone somewhere, some brother, sister, cousin, sister's friend told them Christmas was a great time to go to Disney World. Great by what means, I ask you? Great because it's gorgeous? Sure. Great because the weather's okay? Sure. Great because of crowd level? No. It's not. Christmas is busy. So hopefully I helped you guys a little bit on crowd level, but that's just one of the 3 things to think about when finding the ultimate best time to go to Disney. Second thing, usually kind of at the top, is price. People want to go when Disney is at its cheapest. Guess what? Disney knows this. They know everyone wants to go when Disney is cheap, but Disney is not exactly having a hard time booking up. They're just not. People are flocking to Disney World. They flocked during COVID. They flocked pre-COVID. They're flocking to Disney World now. Disney has absolutely no need to give you guys a deal. They have no need to give you an amazing deal. They might try to sweeten the pot a little bit with like a little 10% off, 15% off, but it is not going to be the deal you are hoping for. Why? They just don't need to. Why would Disney be a business decide to all of a sudden give you these amazing deals for these amazing rooms that are already booking up. When Disney does put out a deal, I will tell you, coming from an agent standpoint, they tend to only discount the rooms that no one's booking. They are usually the higher level rooms within each resort category. Oftentimes they're the preferred view or water view. Oftentimes it's club level. But those early entry level rooms per resorts like standard or garden view are usually not discounted. The other things that are usually discounted pretty heavily are resorts that have a hard time booking up. There are a few resorts out there that are just not the most popular. Those resorts will often hit the discount. But again, when Disney puts out a deal, they will list all these amazing resorts and all these great days. It doesn't mean the resort that you want on the date you want is gonna hit the deal. So if you absolutely need to go to Disney at its cheapest, again, work with a travel agent. I often will have my clients give me a few sets of dates. I check all those dates based on the resort they want, and we find the cheapest within that. But if you are only going to Disney if they put out a deal, I don't know what to tell you. Deals used to be amazing. They used to be fantastic. Remember free dining? Who didn't want free dining? It's not really like that anymore. And I will tell you, people get really upset when Disney does put out a deal and then they're staying at like Pop Century and they want to know when they get the deal, they only saved like $80. Well, this is why. Disney doesn't discount the values very well. Values tend to only get 10 to 15% off. Moderates will tend to get 15 to 20% off, and deluxes, which is where it's at, people tend to get 20 to 25% off. So you will see people who are staying at deluxe, they will save more. Why? Because Disney's giving them the biggest discount because they obviously want you to stay deluxe. And I will say that the best time to go to Disney for value, for price, was pretty much during COVID because they were offering 35% off. They don't normally do that. So I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but if you're looking for low crowd level and an amazing price, it's kind of not a thing. The things they're gonna discount are when people aren't going, when people maybe don't wanna go because it's either cold or too hot, which brings me to the third major reason people need to consider to find the best time to go to Disney, and that is weather. Weather is highly important for many people. Who wants to go to Disney World when it's so cold you need to wear a winter hat? And yes, Florida can get that cold. We have been several times. Again, we love going in December. I can't tell you how many times in December we've had to wear beanies on our head. It's just a thing, guys. Not to mention, who really wants to go to Disney World when it's so hot that when you step outside your resort door, it's like you didn't even take a shower. You're already sweating and all you did was step outside the door. I'm talking to you, August. You know who I'm talking about. It's just a thing, guys. But that's when the deals are, because that's when people aren't flocking to Disney. So if you are looking for low crowd level, plus amazing deals, plus amazing weather, that is not a thing. I am so sorry to tell you that. But again, depending on the weather that you're looking for, you could technically get two of those things. So again, August, I'm talking to you, August. August is known for having low crowds. What does low crowds mean? Disney needs to book resorts. So they will often put out a deal in August. The problem with August is it's incredibly hot. So maybe you can get two out of the three things if you consider August. I'm just saying. The other thing about weather is people are often worried about rain. Well, of course you're worried about rain. Who really wants to go to Disney in the middle of a storm? Nobody. But here's the thing, Florida loves to rain. They just do, especially in the middle of the afternoon. They love to have these like fast, kind of crazy storms that don't last very long, and then they disappear. That is Florida. It's what Florida is known for. So you can go on the internet and try to find the best or lowest rainfall that you can possibly find and book your trip around that. But you need to also consider heat, price, and crowd level, all those things. And I'm just gonna mention it, hurricane season. I get a lot of people asking me, Nina, when's the best time to go? We're trying to avoid hurricane season. I don't know how to tell you this. Hurricane season is like half the year. It's like from June to November or something crazy like that. Hurricane season, although sounds kind of scary, obviously hurricanes are not joyous. It's not really a concern for Disney World. It's just not. Hurricanes have affected Disney World, what, 1 or 2 times throughout history. The most recent time, the hurricane was expected to hit Disney. It didn't. Disney shut down, realized they didn't have to, and reopened up. Meanwhile, all the people that were still on Disney property were having a blast. They got to enjoy characters coming to the resorts, and they had low crowd levels because of all the people that kind of ran away in fear of the hurricane. I get that no one wants to be involved in a hurricane. I totally get it. But I don't know if it's a reason to prevent you from going to Disney World between the months of June and November. No one really can predict when a hurricane is going to come until it's like in the waters, until it's there. So really, just plan your trip when you want to go. If a hurricane becomes an issue, talk to your travel agent. You guys can deal with it at that point. I'm just not sure I would be preventing my personal trips due to some random potential hurricane that may or may not hit Orlando. Sorry, I hate to present that, but I mean, it's kind of just true. The other thing, I don't know if you guys realize this, Florida is hot a majority time of the year. They start getting hot basically in March, and they don't really start cooling off till sometime in November. So depending on your level of heat that you can deal with, that kind of takes away a good chunk of the year. March through November can be hot. Obviously summer and especially August are the hottest, but we've been there spring break, March, April, and it was like 93 degrees. So just something to note. So again, those are the 3 things you need to consider when finding the best time to go to Disney: crowds, price, and weather. Now, another thing people need to consider are the holidays. I cannot tell you how many clients call me up and they go, Nina, when's the best time to go to Disney? We want to go to Disney, blah, blah, blah. And then I kind of give them the spiel, and then they'll say, and we also want to go for Halloween. But that's not really the best time to go to Disney based on crowds and weather and price. But it could be the best time to go to Disney if that's when you want to go. If you want to go during October to enjoy those Halloween festivities, then you just found the best time to go to Disney for you. Exactly. It's as easy as that. For those people who want to see Christmas at Disney, despite all the crazy crowds and the fact you are not going to get a deal and all those things, what does that really matter? If you want to go to Disney for Christmas and see the Christmas trees and the resorts and all that stuff, then maybe Christmas is the best time to go to Disney for you. I will mention that holidays are pretty much universally always busy. I don't care what level holiday it is, it's gonna be busy. July 4th, I don't know why a lot of people think July 4th isn't gonna be busy. July 4th is extremely busy at Magic Kingdom. Who would not wanna see the most amazing fireworks on the planet on July 4th? Who? Nobody. That's where everyone goes. Magic Kingdom, fireworks, July 4th. I mean, it all just kind of goes together. So really, any holiday, any type of spring break, Thanksgiving, Christmas, Easter, any little like day off from schooling, Disney's gonna be busy. All the time, universally, that's when Disney is busy. So, what are you trying to tell me, Nina? What are you trying to say? In the end, the best time to go to Disney is when you wanna go. It's easy as that. When you can go. The best time to go to Disney is when you and your heart wants to go. When do you want to go to Disney? That's probably going to be the best time for you to go. Can't tell you how many people will tell me they want to go for Christmas. They want to go for Christmas so bad. And I will warn them, Christmas is the busiest time. Christmas is the worst time to go to Disney. And they still will book Christmas because in their heart, that's when they wanted to go. That's what they wanted to experience. They wanted to experience all that Christmas magic at Disney. Therefore, the best time to go to Disney for that person was indeed Christmas. I hate being the bearer of bad news, but there just is no ideal, perfect, best time to go to Disney. There is no sweet spot where you can get low crowds, an amazing price, and amazing weather. It doesn't exist. The best time to go to Disney is when you want to go, when you can go. All those people, those 200 people that you posted that question on for Facebook and they all gave you 200 answers, that's because to them, when they went to Disney, that was the best time to go. The best time to go is when you want to go, when you can go. I have a lot of people who are teachers and they can't go during the majority of the year because they're teaching. I have a lot of families who have older kids who can't really leave middle school and high school because schooling and such is just too intense. They can't miss a day. Therefore, the best time for them to go to Disney is over school break, is over summer, which means they will be dealing with high crowds and potential super hot weather. But if that's when you can get to Disney, then that is the best time for you to go to Disney. Again, I don't want to keep saying this, but if this is confusing to you, then I highly suggest you seek out a professional. Someone like me. I am a travel agent who's been doing this for years. I can 100% help you gauge when is the best time for you, your family, with your circumstances and your situations, when is the best time for you to go to Disney. At this point, I will note that my services are free of charge. However, I do have to be the one who books your trip, and you do have to be staying on Disney property. If you got a condo somewhere, I can't help you. If you've booked yourself already, I can't help you, not without charging you a fee. But if you want my free services, you email me before you've booked. When you're still in those planning stages, those early stages, that's when I jump in as your travel agent and I book you your trip and I help you with all these crazy intricate details of what makes the best trip for you. If you want my tip is to avoid as much as you can any and all school breaks, any and all holidays. This means people who have younger kids who can actually take their kids out of school, that is what I suggest. For those of us who can no longer do that, we kind of have to deal with high crowds, spring break crowds and all those kind of things. Same with teachers, sorry teachers. But for those of you with youngins who can actually physically take your kids out of school, or maybe you don't have kids yet, yes, lucky you, you can go whenever you want, possibly, hopefully. Then that's what I suggest, is to avoid those crazy times, because not only are school breaks crowded, they tend to be pricier because Disney knows. Disney knows school is out, everyone's gonna be coming, let's make these dates more expensive. Spring break is definitely more expensive than if you were, say, to go in February. November is definitely more expensive than if you were to go in August. And December is the creme de la creme, is gonna be more expensive than all of them because it's Christmas. Especially Christmas to New Year's, that is the most crazy expensive. And they hardly ever put out a deal for those dates exclusively because they don't need to. It's a heavily booked time and it's a heavily popular time. It just is. So I hope you stuck with this video and I hope you got something out of it, because there just is no ideal, I can give you a set of dates and say those are the best times to go to Disney. It just doesn't exist. I'm really sorry, guys. But if you want to know Nina's favorite times to go, I'll let you know. I love going during the holidays. Absolutely, 100% love to go when Christmas is fully up at the Magic Kingdom. Now, Christmas itself is extremely busy, and I personally am finding myself having to go during that time because of my kids and being older and whatnot. But if you can swing the first few weeks of December, that is what I suggest. Will it be a little crowded? Yep. Will it be a little bit more expensive? Yep. But the weather is usually pretty decent and you get to experience the holidays at Christmas. Another good time to go is that last week in October. Why? Because I can't tell you how amazing it is to wake up one morning and it's Halloween at Disney. And then to go to bed and wake up the next day and Halloween is gone and they've started putting out Christmas. Something kind of exciting and magical in that, in witnessing the transition between Halloween and Christmas at Disney. I love it. August. I've been dissing on you August quite a bit, but you guys will notice that we tend to go during August. We just do. With our cooling towels and our fans alike, we will go during August. I absolutely hate it. Absolutely hate it. Every year, it's just too dang hot. August is too dang hot, but it's when we can go. And we deal with it. It's usually low crowds. I usually can get an amazing price, but it's hot. So that's the time of year where we tend to enjoy our pool a little bit more than others, especially when we go during Christmas. We don't usually enjoy the pool too much in case it's a cooler Christmas, but August, that's pool season for us. So that's when I like to go. You will also notice I always go for spring break. Well, again, I can't take my kids out of school, so we've just learned how to rock spring break. So Nina's absolute favorite time is those first few weeks in December. So again, guys, I hope I helped you out. I hope you did not find this video clickbait, because I'm trying not to make it clickbait. I'm trying to be very honest. The best time to go to Disney is really anytime. Anytime you can go. Anytime work allows you to go, football camp allows you to go, dance class allows you to go, your teacher schedule allows you to go. That's when it's the best time to go for you, because the ultimate best time doesn't really exist. And if it did, it would quickly disappear, because Disney World is universally always busy, always crowded, and I hate to say it, always pretty pricey. That's just the Disney way. It's how it is. Do I love Disney World? Absolutely. Would I go anytime? Absolutely. I love it. When you go in the heat, you deal with it. You pack your fans, your cooling towels, whatever. When we went in December and it was cold, we packed our beanies and our jackets and we just rocked it out. You do what you got to do. I guess that's what I'm saying. But anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you haven't already, please subscribe to my channel. If the subscribe button is red, please click it, turn it gray. Hit the bell icon for notifications. And again, please like this video, because I actually gave you guys a lot of really good, honest information, even if you didn't really want to hear it. That is the truth. That is the nook and cranny of it all. And please comment, what other videos would you find helpful? Did you find this video helpful even though maybe you didn't like the info? Because it's possible. It's possible that you were hoping I was going to tell you the absolute best time to go to Disney is January 9th. Everyone book January 9th. But it's just not true. It's not a thing. So I'm hoping you took the information I gave you and let it sink in, and note that there just isn't a most perfect time to go to Disney. There just isn't. But anyway, comment, guys. I love to hear from you guys. I love chatting with you. So yeah, as always, mahalo for watching. Nina out. Bye.